getting to know the bottom-up approach on how the government is equalizing to make sure that the validity of the people are being a position of being looked. We'll be also looking on the good governance and good leadership among the leaders. We'll be also focusing on the orientation of the president and His Excellency Dr. William Ruto have been focusing on the nation building. So that's what the key issue that will be a position of speaking. Maybe we'll be also speaking about the ODM Harakit on how since the former opposition leader Raila Odinga and how the opposition leader still standing because many Kenyans believe that the opposition is dead, but will be in a position of giving you emphasis, not we can be in a position of accumulating and be in a position of giving to you so that we can equalize and be in a position of telling you perhaps what does the state of the nation means to the people of Kenya. So you can subscribe to my YouTube channel, Edwin Watch through our TikTok handle so that you can be in a position of giving you the latest on what is happening. But we'll be in a position of seeing some meetings coming. Martin Kanyari from National Market is saying the show is late. I'm also seeing Ababakar Ahmed from Garissa County is saying the show is late. So that's some of the comments that will be coming to be. Mwaneki from Nakuru is saying that the show is late. Maybe perhaps he's telling me to emphasize on the state of the nation and how the country is doing. And maybe perhaps many will be in a position of asking, we are in the arena of election, 1.5 years to go for a general election to be held. Leaders will be in a position of going for an election, maybe perhaps most of them they will be in a position of going to Mashinani, they'll be in a position of asking for votes. But before they ask for votes, what will they represent? Because in each and every 5 years we go for an election. Going for a general election, it is an election that helps people to practice supremacy. Because when people practice supremacy on themselves, that's why people go for an election. We'll be also looking at the IEBC because currently the IEBC that we had the Cherera 4, but right away Marja, who was acting IEBC CEO, was in a position of resigning. We'll be also looking at the IEBC itself, and we'll be in a position of looking how will the 2027 election be. We'll be also looking at the former Deputy President, Geoffrey Rigathi Gachagua, his stand. It is now 1.5 years since he was impeached from office. After his impeachment was held, he's still standing. Stabilization, and he's a man with a new party, the DCP party. We'll be also looking for some of the leaders who have been in a position of teaching his party and going to UDA. We'll be also focusing on a meeting that President William Ruto yesterday was in a position of chairing a brief meeting in the State House in Nairobi, where he was in a position of engaging with some of his grassroots leaders. We'll be also looking at some of the parts of the region, where some part of the region that will be supporting the UDA, the key counties that some will be vying for governorship, some will be vying for Senate seat. Some of them will be in a position of some of them who will
Maroria wiko.
Who will be invited down Nairobi CBD.
Mauma 22 thaa ici nĩ atatũ.
Will be in a position of looking how the outrage looks like. So this is
Mundu achatagĩra kũ? Mundu achatagĩra kũ? Maroria where are you bro?
So this is Nairobi TV, and this is the news gun with you tonight, because we were in a position of telling and speaking about the state of the nation 2026. Of telling we'll be engaging with different politicians so that they can come to the studio so that we can articulate and talk more about politics. Some of the people who are asking me where I am, I'm in Nairobi. This is the newly the name of the house?
Samila House.
The name of the house?
Samila House.
So I'm still in Nairobi. So perhaps whoever asking where I am, I'm in Nairobi.
Near Kenya Archives.
Kenya National Archives.
Yeah.
They are in a position of elaborating and telling you how the country is vanishing into terms of politics. But tonight, we were in a position of talking about the state of the nation. So let me start with the former Deputy President Geoffrey Rigathi Gachagua. So after Gachagua was impeached, that was on 2024, at least members of parliament, his impeachment was tabled by a member of parliament from Kibwezi West. After that, he was in a position of representing the motion to the Speaker of National Assembly, Moses Wetangula, and from there, the majority leader Kimani Ichung'wah and minority leader of the National Assembly, Sifuna Sosoro, were in a position of sitting down, and the date was set to make sure they go for voting. After they held a voting, a margin of 120 members of parliament were in a position of voting for Geoffrey Rigathi Gachagua to be impeached. After that, they were in a position of taking the impeachment motion to the Senate, and then the Senate is headed by the Speaker of the Senate, Amason Kingi, and Majority Leader Aaron Cheriot, who is the majority leader. They were in a position of sitting down and also drafting his impeachment motion. Thereafter, Gachagua was in a position of taking the case to the High Court. After taking the case to the High Court, we were in a position of saying that the country cannot stay without a deputy president. From there, President William Ruto wrote a note, and after writing a note, the note was taken to the Speaker of Assembly, Moses Wetangula, and from there, the members of the National Assembly were in a position of voting for Professor Kithure Kindiki to be the new deputy president. From there, we've been in a position of looking how the former Geoffrey Rigathi Gachagua have been in a position of maneuvering. From there, he was in a position of maneuvering, building a structure, having his close allies who have been in a position of being a part and parcel of the people who have been standing with him. The likes of Nyandarua Senator Matthew, the likes of Naivasha Member of Parliament, Jane Kihara, and so many leaders who have been in a position of standing with the Geoffrey Rigathi Gachagua as a part and parcel. Some of the things that Rigathi Gachagua was facing, I'll be taking you to Murang'a County, where we'll be looking at the women rep of Murang'a County, who is Mombi, Betty, and member of parliament from Mandera constituency who is nominated. They were in a position facing coalition, many of them, their actual faces were not here, or many may ultimate here with them. So they have been in a position of standing, and right away as we speak, they have been one of the critics who is fighting the current candidate. So that's what we have for this night. Have a lovely night. This is Nairobi TV. My name is Engano.